What's up, Pirates? Ray Talks here with Awaken TCG, and today we have the Trafalgar Law Red Purple Locals video. So we're going to be going over the deck list I ran, and we're going to talk about the deck and go over some matchups that I played at Locals. So for starters, we have Sanji here. We're running 4 Sanjis, so it's a good 2K, and it allows us to take life in matchups where they like to starve us, such as ENEL, right? So ENEL, they would never want to touch us. They want to keep us at 4 life. And the reason is because their Gadatsus are always going to pop a 4-drop. This deck runs mainly 4-drop, so it can always pop something. On Yamato turns, it can pop something. So it really slows down your momentum. And you really need to see this card in that matchup, especially early on, just so their Gadatsu never touches a single one of your units. Next up, we have Trafalgar Law. It's a great blocker. It can, mess up their hand. I think this is a really good card, especially when you need to play a little bit more defensive. We have 4 Zoros, one of our most aggro cards that we have in this deck. Rush 3/5, one of the best rushers in the game. Seeing this when your opponent doesn't really have a board to swing back at you, and you can play this, and then you use leader effect, and you have a good amount of Donna, you could play this again, or like you play a 4-drop and then you play this, and then you already have units on the board, and you go swing, 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 and you leave 3-4 units on the board rested, and they have only their leader swing. Those type of aggressive turns will lead into a victory most times. Next up, we have Kid. This makes it a little more mid-gamey. Striving to get this on the board and keep it on the board just allows you to have extra active Dawn every single turn whenever you Dawn minus. So then we have Queens here, 2 Queens. Helps with card draw, very defensive, and then if you have this established, it's not even a Dawn -1. It's basically just a free draw 2, trash 1. ZORO Juro, I like this card. I probably wouldn't have it at 4 if I were to have seen Sakazuki's. I know my locals right now, they're all kind of like getting off of Sakazuki. They're just having fun, right? OPO5 is, what is it now? Less than a month away from OPO6. And so not a lot of people on my locals are playing Sakazuki. So I opted in to just run 4 of these, right? If this sticks, it's just an insane card. 3 Ains. So this, I love to play raw out of my hand or off leader effect for an extra ramp. It makes my ramps an extra, one less extra Dawn minus. And especially if I have this. If I have this and then I play this off leader effect, I'm literally only doing Dawn -1. So it always feels really good. Beppo, an insane card that's always ramping you. Has the same effect as Ain with the 1K counter. Except this has no restriction on ramp. This you have to have at least, your opponent has to have at least more Dawn than you. But this can also ramp you on swing, right? When you're swinging. One of the best cards in this deck. It is a 2K Shachi and Penguin here. Pretty insane card. This you want to play early on off your leader effect because you have 3 or less Dawn. You ramp 2. So this early on, you're only doing a Dawn -1 to get an extra body on the board, and you clear something of your opponent. So this Shachi and Penguin is so good early on. You kind of don't want to use it late game, as you should be efficiently ramping as best as you can. Another 2K, that's a combo piece. Otama, a great piece. Helps you, get those 5K bodies to 3K, which is that sweet spot for your leader. And again, it's a 2K. We have Gordon, just a great combo piece. -3K for 1 Dawn. It gets rid of a 6K. So it's a pretty good piece. And then I like running these right here. These Trafalgar Laws. Otama effect, but in a 4/5 body that you can play raw from your hand to KO a 5K, or it's a bottom deck of 5K with your leader. And then as far as events goes, Gamma Knife Dawn -1 for a -5K power, which means an 8K body is instantly bottom decked. And then Fire Fist 2 Dawn for a -4,000. But you don't have to Dawn minus, which instantly bottom decks a 7K with your leader effect. So this is the list. Very aggro, good amount of ramp tools. Not much to say other than just this is a very tempo-paced deck. You have to see your cards at the right moments, and it sucks right now that you struggle with card advantage, card size, card draw. Otherwise, this deck would be insane. But I think some of those issues start getting fixed. as we get more cards. So I'm very excited for this deck. I think especially, you know, 2 sets down the line, this deck gets pretty insane. So be on the lookout for that. But let's go ahead and go over some of our games and see how we did in locals. All right, so for game one, we actually had a new opponent. Never seen them before here at our local store, and so they were very new. They were running ZORO. So this first match is just gonna be me yapping, not much about the match. She was definitely making misplays, and I was just guiding her through the match. She said I think she's only been playing 2 weeks, so you know, just trying to teach her. A little bit here and there when I can. Obviously, I asked her if she would take constructive criticism first. You don't want to give your opponent advice if they're not looking for it. But yeah, I mean, I just played my match. I also do have a treasure cup going on right now. If you guys don't know, I'm going to be streaming it. I'm going to be playing green Uta. I'm going to try to get the best placing yet. I think 18th place is the current best for Uta, but we're definitely going to try to, you know, squeeze into that top 16. And then as far as this match goes, yeah, as you can see, she played a Makino turn one. Just shows her experience level isn't that great yet. That's definitely not a card you play. And then again, she Fire Fist here, trashing 2 events to KO one of my Zoro. So instantly putting herself in a really rough spot. Going down to 0 card hand size right away. You know, me just trying to tell her, you know, that you don't usually want to KO 2 things with the Fire Fist. You know, you have combo pieces. Makino is a card you kind of want to save in hand unless the situation warrants you to use it. You know, just basic stuff. We do like to try hard at our locals, but it's definitely a locals, right? So it's like we try hard against our buddies that are also tryhards, right? We definitely give ourselves the best competition, but when it comes to new players or people that are in intermediate level, we definitely you know, help them out. We help them out. We make it a welcoming a very welcoming space for anybody to come in and play. You know, this game is amazing, and the more people that play it, the better. It's a great game, and you know, hopefully we can carry it to the top. Honestly, um, she's swinging at me. She swung 7. Didn't want to give any cards up, so we blocked out of it, and then they go Dadan search, looking for one of those 1 drops. They grab a Nami. Yeah, and I actually have another buddy that's getting into it pretty like intensely. You know, he's been doing research, playing Uta. He was only running 2 Namis because the other 2 were too expensive by the time he wanted them. He's running Zoro as well. He went to his first locals this past week, and he went 1-3, 1-2. But yeah, no, I was like, oh, dude, that was your first ever locals, and you won a game, bro. Like, you should be proud of yourself. That's amazing. You know, I remember my first locals. I didn't win a single game. You know, I was brand new to the game. So here at this point, as you can see in the board state, they have no board developed, and I have just an insane board. So the game is looking like it's not gonna last too much longer. They're pitching all their cards out for counter and leaving themselves susceptible to, you know, just any other attacks in the future. But yeah, you know, one thing I do want to say is we're definitely gonna give you guys some more quality. We had a pretty bad week stats wise this past weekend, which is okay, which is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, every week is not going to be a perfect week. One bad week in 6 months is, you know, very good, actually, very good. But we're gonna give you guys more quality coming up. I know we took our foot off the gas for a little bit as far as quality is concerned. You guys are still getting that 100% quantity. We are still giving you guys 7 videos, 7 days a week. But our quality had stepped down from, like, you know, maybe 80% to like 60. I'm not gonna lie. So we are committed to, you know, bring back that quality. I should have a lot more time starting after this treasure cup. I have Monday off work, and so I can prep the week really well. You guys are gonna get some amazing videos. I think just this upcoming video or upcoming week, we're just gonna be doing the OPO7 overviews of all the colors, and you know, going over all the cards. So maybe we make it look visually more appealing for you guys while we go over the cards. just add a couple more text to those type of videos because I know those are just like going over cards, so it's not nothing special. But we do have Jeopardy. We have Jeopardy coming out hopefully on Monday or Tuesday. Not quite sure what day, but we have a Jeopardy coming out. So be excited for that. It's going to be the month of February for Jeopardy, and then we have the March one that we're going to start planning. So yeah, thank you guys for all the support, man. It means a lot. We're so close to that 5,000 mark, and we're gonna try to hit it by the release of OPO6. So we're gonna step up our game so you guys can enjoy some better content. And then this game here, yeah, you can just see she knows that she can't win it, and so she just concedes here. She's like, "Oh wait, can I concede?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can concede." And she's like, "Okay, I'll just concede. I don't have no plays." And then that was that game. All right, now we can get into some commentary on this match here. So this is one of our newer buddies that are starting to come to these locals every week. So they definitely have some experience now. It's been a couple months that they've been coming. So they're on Katakuri. Unfortunately, I think they were bricked. So I go ZORO Juro on 3, and they just swing 10k at my leader. That's how I know they didn't have a play. Although I do see a Sanji in hand, he could have probably swung 5 and played the Sanji, but I guess he just didn't want it to get bottom decked, which is fair. But like you really have to, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I Zoro Juro swing 5, ramp the active on because I'm at 3 or less life. I have 5. I play kid. I do the ramp anyway. I'm getting another body on the board. We go Shachi and Penguin. Get every single one of our Dom back. Yep. You saw that right. As soon as that kid comes out, Shachi and Penguin is no longer a Don -3 for the effect. It is nulled because you get 1 off kid, 2 off Shachi and Penguin, which is your 3 Don, and now I have an extra body on the board. So he is very, very, very behind here. He swings 10 again, or no, I think he swung 11. So at my Zoro Juro at that. So I'm definitely gonna let that go. Here he definitely has plays in his hand, like you saw the Sanji at the start, but I'm not too sure why he's not playing it. Like you really need to play it just so I can, even if I bottom deck it, like I'm doing Don -3 early on, and so like that puts me behind for future turns Don wise. So I think it's definitely warranted. And now at this point, I'm just gonna start taking his life, right? I have so much Don to work with. We go 4. We play Trafalgar Law. He triggered a cracker, and I just instantly bot decked that. And then I play a Zoro from my hand just to be more aggressive. Pretty brutal for him. Pretty brutal. And yeah, my swings were 6, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. So put him down to 2 life. He is now at 8 Don. He has nothing on his board that he can send back to life with a Katakuri. So yeah, real rough for him. So he's going to 7 at my Zoro. Oh no, he's going to 7 at my Shachi and Penguin, I believe. He has no board. I'm thinking he's going 7 mom, so I block out. I'm like, okay, he's going 7 mom. But I did not expect the ENEL to come out, and so he swings 7 at the ENEL. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna he swings 7 at the Shachi and Penguin with the ENEL, so I was just gonna let that go. I'm not gonna block. Well, I only have 1 card in hand. I couldn't block anyway. Or 2 cards in hand. But now I'm in a really great spot. Yeah, like we're going 7. Like we should go 7, 7, 7. We Fire Fist the ENEL and we bot deck it, get an active Don, and then he just decides to do it. I mean, like granted, like if you trash a life there, you just die. So goodbye to his ENEL. We go 7 again. He takes. We go 7 again. He gives us a 2 and a 1, and we go 7 again. Put him down to 0. He does have that big mom in life, or that big mom in hand. And he triggered a crack. That's a Sanji. Yeah, no, it's rough. I have 2 cards in hand, but my board is so wide. He's taking a swing next turn. So he goes 6. KO's there. He definitely did the right play here, clearing my board. But yeah, I mean, there's not much you could do. There's not much you could do. He goes Katakuri, puts the Sanji back into his life, which is the smart thing to do. But I have two big swings, and with one card in hand, I could just math win it, even with the Sanji, because I could bot deck it. He was like, "Oh man," I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, in that game, just I think he just misplayed a little bit, just not playing bodies earlier on, leaving me to have so much Don to play with, and that's when the deck can get scary, you know. So now this is the, I'm 2-0 currently. So this is another one of my great buddies that we play. He's in our local scene. He is in our testing group. So very good player here. And then I seen him coming in on ENEL. I'm like, well, this is the one that there was one other undefeated on Katakuri, which I would have much rather seen. But I ended up going up against the ENEL. Luckily, I have the Sanji. I can 100%ly, not get starved, uh, because I can just take. So, I had some rough decisions here early on, because I definitely want to use the Sanji effect, because if he has Gadatsu here at 6, and I think he did see a Gadatsu, sure, if I'm not mistaken, but, I play any 4-drop body, it just gets Gadatsu, right? And it feels really bad. So I'm in my head, I'm like forced to use the Sanji right now. Otherwise, it's just going to be really rough. Like if the NL sees Gadatsu early on while you're playing bodies and starving you, you just lose the match. Like this is just one of those really, really bad matchups for you. Kind of like Purple Luffy into NL, like you have to, so much has to go right for you and so much has to go wrong for them for you to win. Um, but yeah, I go Law Sanji bot deck the Ohm here. Um, I'm taking some thought though because he has 7 cards in hand. I can go Dawn -3, bottom deck the Ohm, and then go into the Law. But that's gonna put me back at 1 Dawn. So then my next turn I'm at 3 Dawn, which effectively means I can't play anything, which feels so bad. Even though I get rid of 2 of his cards. But I end up going Chachi and Penguin just to get that ramp. Otherwise, I probably would have been in a really tough spot. Although I did want to get rid of cards out of his hand. Um, it just wasn't warranted at the moment. Looking back at it, I should have tried to at a later turn, um, because you guys are going to see exactly why here just in a sec. So he goes Shirahoshi Raw to cycle his hand because he had a pretty bricky hand. Gets rid of the Gadatsu that he doesn't need anymore, and a 2K. So uh, definitely helping him out there. I think he drew a Yamato off that, which is probably one of the reasons why I lose in the end game. Sorry for spoiling it. But at this moment, his board is looking very scary, and mine's okay at best. But just man, like, yeah. I mean, here I'm swinging 5 at his leader, trying to get him to that one life. So then I go Zoro. He takes it. Triggers, gets rid of a card in hand, and then I go Zoro again. He gives me another card. And then here I go Dawn -3, get rid of the Shirahoshi because I don't want him to A-cost it back into life. That would just be the end of me. And my decision here is go Zoro again or play a standing Ain, however you say it. Like I ramp 1, have a standing body, or I, swing 5 again. So, he has 3 cards in hand. I'm like, okay, well, I have a good amount of cards in hand. I can counter out next turn. I have like 3 cards, I think. Is that 2 cards? Oh, I only have 2 cards in hand. Really? I think I see 3. Oh, yeah, no, it's 3. It's 3. So I played the Zoro and end up going 5K again. He gives me another 2K. So now he's down at 3 cards. He's going to swing at my board here, of course. I wish I had 2 counter cards. I have 3 cards. So if I would have had 2 counter cards in hand, I would have won this match. Unfortunately, I did not, which really hurt. So I'm like doing the math on what I think he's gonna swing. Yeah, he goes 5. I pitch out 2K because he goes 5 again. So here, if I were to have saved one more body, I think that would have been enough for me to go for a game. One of these later turns. But yeah, he goes Katakuri, puts the Shura back on top. Yeah, if I have a 4th swing here, I think I just win the game. Unfortunately, I did not. And now here I'm in a really rough spot because one, if I just go for game here, you know, I, have 2 life. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential swings. Um, and in this moment, I needed 4 swings to win. And so as soon as I swung 5 at his lead and he blocked out, I knew I couldn't go for game. So I just opted to play the slower match. Cleared his board, played a kid, and then I just passed. I'm debating if I want to, swing at him again here. One, because if I swing here and he has Yamato, he can kill a Zoro and heal. If I don't swing, he can only kill one of the units, right? No heal. He has 1 card in hand. Is it the Yamato, right? Because like at this point, I'm just swinging for game next turn. He clears 2 of my bodies, but I have 4 swings, and of course it's the Yamato. Of course it's the Yamato. Like I would have had a perfect amount of swings to go for game. He would have had 1 card in hand, or I guess 2 if he didn't have anything to play, or like if it was a Katakuri or something. But yeah, no, and now at this point I just lose, right? I need 4 swings on the board. I don't have the extra Zoro. I go Fire Fist Law to put the Yamato at 3K, and then I bot deck it. I don't have anything to play because that is the rest of my hand, and I just pass. I pass, and then yes, he has another Yamato. I needed 4 swings to go for game. He has like no cards in hand. Like the odds that I can go for game are really good. But he had another Yamato. So I still needed 4 swings. I don't have the other Zoro, and that was game. Ah, man. So this was a heartbreaker. I mean, it's against the ENEL, right? I still got super close. I just needed one of those bodies to stick, man. He just had back-to-back Yamato, which really screwed me over. But yeah, overall, I had fun playing RP Law. My list was a little greedy, a little different. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be making more lists for this deck in the future, but that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for the support. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.